everybody, welcome to Miles to Money again. So right now we're going to do the video that has my budget. Because I don't get paid again until the 9th of January and it is December 28th. I have all of my budget and I'll put a little picture up there so you guys can see it. I will end up having all of my budget to pay through the 10th of January. So I always usually try to pay up through that week of the next pay period. So I still have $180 to come out through BetterLink, which is the National Debt Relief Program thing, for the month of December, but it normally doesn't come out. It won't come out until Monday. Other than that, the Massage Envy that I have is $75. I'm going to eventually cut Massage Envy out, but I have like 9.5 credits, and so I'm trying to get my nieces to help me use up some of those credits so I just don't lose out on extra money. But I'm probably going to end up canceling it next month, at the most in March, because one of my nieces is having a baby in March, so I kind of want her to be able to go down and have a massage after the baby's born too. So I'm probably just gonna try and get a couple more massages for myself and make myself actually go down and do this. It's a pretty good thing. It's just, I just haven't been using it. So it's 75 bucks I could use to pay off debt. So that's the plan. But that came out already, so I don't have to worry about that. I've already paid the PennyMac off, so the house payment. So I have my electric bill back home in Mississippi, the cell phone bill I have to pay off. I have a BarkBox subscription for little man, for Orion, and he has, I think it's only until March, because I had signed up for a year, so I have to finish paying for a year, and he has so many toys that, I mean, he just doesn't destroy them because he's so teeny tiny. So I'm not going to be doing that much longer. So that will come off also. I do have $25 for Uconnect. That is for my Ram truck, so you can start it remotely, plus I can see on my phone exactly where my truck is. Since it's not in my possession, I can keep an eye on the truck better. And if anybody were to try to break in, it would alarm me. So I do carry that still on there. I've got $120 for a water payment back in the house in Mississippi. Like I said, we're gonna do $50 every week to the high yield savings account. And then the dividends, I decided to do $25. So that finishes out the first week of January. After that, to go up until the 10th, I have Chewy order that's $110 that'll go to Mississippi, to the dogs there, because they are my dogs technically. Well, one of them is my dog. The other one is my youngest son's dog, but my oldest son is taking care of them for us. So only because my dog that showed up does not like little man and has snapped at him, and she's an older dog, and she's just better off being with my oldest son. So so I have that coming out, and then the only other thing I have is the high yield savings account, which is $50, and the dividend that'll be $25. Now out of that, total, that's gonna make it, hold on, I gotta bring this down and bring up my calculator. All right, so I have $180 for the BetterLink. I still have $250 for the electric, $230 for the cell phone bills, Bark 25 for the Uconnect, 120 for the water, $50 to the high yield savings, $25 going to the dividends, $110 to Chewy, $50 to the high yield savings for the next week, $25 to the dividends for the next week equals $1,090. I have like $1,800, but I still have to drive home. So that's 10 hours. I'll probably fill up the car. I'll probably spend like $100. So let's say $1,700. So that'll still leave me $610 after paying those bills. And my oldest son has to pay me for his portion of the house payment because he lives there. He pays a little bit of all the bills, and then he pays his portion of the cell phone bill that I just put down. And so he gets paid on the 30th, plus he's paying me for his portion of the credit cards. He's just paying me a shorter amount because he doesn't make as much as I make, and so this is the way that we do it. So I should probably end up, let's see, I said I was gonna have like 600, right? I didn't add that. Where am I at? Oh, because what's in my account. Okay. So 1,090. Let's see, I have, let's just say 1,700 in the account because that's the $100 for travel. Minus 1,090 for the bills. All right, so that leaves me 610. Okay, so we're at the same point. Now the 610, we're going to then add in how much he pays me, and he's gonna pay me plus 100, let's just say $725. So that's $1,335 that's left. That's gonna make it a little bit tight, but I think we're gonna go ahead and let's see, how much do we owe on the next credit card? Okay, so on the next credit card, we owe $1,151.61. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and pay that off. Now that's only gonna leave me a small amount of money, like a little over 100. I do have money in my savings if worse comes to worse and I need something. So I have a $200 buffer there because I'm not touching the high yield savings. So I do have that. So I think I'll just go ahead and pay off the Capital One card and get that completely paid off, and then it'll be done. So then all we will owe credit card wise will be the other Capital One credit card. That's $4,735.06. So we'll just see how much we end up making in January, and once I start getting my paychecks, I will then go over that and let you know how much that stuff is and go from there. So normally any of the money that my son sends me, I put either towards bills or I put in savings. But here lately I've been using it towards back bills, just trying to get all this stuff paid off. But I was putting it in savings. So I make sure that I work enough hours that I can pay for everything. Without anybody sending me any money, all the bills are 100% covered, paid for. And I still have some money left. That's part of why I work so much. But that's just for my peace of mind, because I get a little neurotic when it comes to money and not having enough money. So that just makes me feel better. And then any of the extra money that I have, then I can use towards paying off my debt, or putting a little bit towards savings. So I have everything a little bit better. But that's pretty much where that is. I will update you after my son gets paid and I know exactly how much he's sending me, because it'll probably be after the 30th that I end up paying everything else, and getting all of that done.
Quick update from the editor's desk. I ended up only paying $400 to each of the credit cards left, and here are the balances. Thank you.
But I think that's where we're going to stop for now. You guys have a blessed day, and we're going to get all of our finances taken care of. Thank you for coming along for the journey. Bye.